Hi everybody, it's Wendy Keys Trimble here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and this is my weekly Facebook Live, which switched recently from Tuesdays to Wednesdays. So, okay, got myself all set up here. Okay, so today I'm going to be working on a 3D project. I'm going to sit down on my really noisy chair in just a couple of minutes, just warning you. We're going to make a multi-purpose adhesive holder, or what I like to call a Tombow glue holder. So those of you who attend my classes have seen this, and many of you have them, because when I did my kit together last December, I gave them to everybody who came. By the way, my kit together, so that's how it works. And it holds it upside down so that the glue is always at the tip. Of course, if you want to use the full-size one, that's not going to help. I just realized that I am not set up. Hang on. I'm watching last week's when I thought I was set up with this week's. So hang on a second while I get on here. Just watch myself put a paper pumpkin kit up. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm on it. Okay, that's good. So this is the host code, which is also pinned at the top of this page. So with the link to just go directly to shop if you want to. All right, so as I was saying, we're going to learn how to make this today so that you can, they're nice to give as gifts. You could, the glue, you see I put glue at the ready, but hi Deb, hi Claudia. So you can put whatever you want on the label. Today we're going to make another one that I really like. Not going to make it Christmas this time, just because I picked out the scraps that I had. So we're going to make it out of Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to show you where to score and what to cut off and all of that. Okay, I'm going to sit down on this loud chair now, just a warning. Okay, so we have a 7.5 by 5 1/4 inch piece, and we're going to score it landscape. We're going to score it at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. So 1 3/4. Make sure I get the light one because that's the scoring tool. 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. This is a 7.5 inch piece, so I'm just going to score it 1/2 inch from the other end instead of getting my extension out. So there we go. Then we're going to flip it this way, and we are going to score it at 1 3/4 and 3.5. 1 3/4, 3.5. All right. Okay, so now we have this piece that has little squares on it. I got to get up so I can see what you're seeing here. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and do what we need to do. First thing we need to do is we need to cut this hole out so that we have a place to put our glue. So that is going to go right in this spot right here. Grab my die cutting and embossing machine. Okay. I'm going to center it in this top square next to the little flap. You see here this little flap. I'm going to center it in that middle square, one down from the little flap. It's not crucial that it's centered, but it'll be nicer if it's centered. Let's put it that way. Okay. I've got my desk a little high for cranking through this thing. And I am using the Stylish Shapes dies. I believe it's the second smallest circle for this. I'll hold that circle for something else. And that is all we're going to need the die cutting machine for. Put that away. Okay. Oops, I don't want to put that over there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to trim off this flap and this flap. Hi, Polly. Everybody be sure to say hi. Hi, Sherry. Be sure to say hi so that I can include you in my drawing tomorrow night, my prize patrol. And so rather than cut it straight down on the score line, I'm going to cut it in a little bit so I have a little bit of a tab there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to cut it down to that, and then I'm going to cut it on the score line here. Okay. First two pieces cut, and I see that my paper is a little dirty here. Okay, then what we're going to do is we need to do the same thing with these flaps. So I am going to cut, I'm going to cut right straight down the score line here, but then I'm going to cut into that point here. Do the same thing here. I'm going to cut into the point just a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut into the cut, not on the score line, but diagonally into the point on the other side. Didn't do a great job. Oh, I can fix that easy enough. Okay, there we go. And same thing on this one, but I'm going to cut straight in on the score line here and then to the point here. All right, I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So we're just cutting on the horizontal, on the landscape side. We're not cutting on the vertical. Hi, Bev. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving last week. Ours was okay. Okay. And again, we're going to cut into this. I have a pattern for this. I received it at, I think it was last year at Onstage in Pittsburgh. A woman named Christine Kerpiel of the Quilted Stampers in Reinholds, Pennsylvania. So she gave us everything set up but not folded up so that we could take it home, and then directions. So, and then I made a template for mine. Okay, now we also need 4 of a designer series paper square to put on there, and the squares are 1 5/8 inches by 1 5/8 inches. And I am going to use this paper from, I'll grab it here so I can see what it's from. It is called Inked Botanicals, and I believe it is an online exclusive. So I need 1 5/8, 1 5/8, and that, it's going to give me mostly flowers, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then by 1 5/8, sorry, I am off the thing here, 1 5/8. Should be able to get 3 out of this, and then cut another one. Whoops, I moved a little from the 5/8. And 1 5/8. There's 3. I just need 1 more. Let's see. Cut it from the other edge because I want to get some flowers in there. And we'll do 1 5/8 here. There we go. All right, so now we have our 4 squares to decorate with. Okay, so now we're going to use tear and tape, and we're going to put a piece of tear and tape here at the top little flap. Oh, this is one of that tear and tape that has the plastic coating on it. That was not very even, but I think it's okay. And then I won't know until I fold this because I can't remember where the other ones go. It's been a while since I've folded this. Tuck-in tabs. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to fold it like this. This. I'm going to fold all of these flaps. And I'm going to go ahead and score these side flaps. Open those back up and score the other side. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold and fold and fold. And I'm going to go ahead, oops, I forgot to fold that flap, didn't I? There we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that, where did my, there it is. Go ahead and I'm going to put that fold in and seal it, and then we'll take care of the other flaps. Okay. Oops, a little too low there. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put tear and tape here. And I think I'll just go ahead and cut it since it's, actually I should just grab one of my actual tear and tapes that actually tear. Thanks, Claudia. They're, yeah, they're Color Street. I'm not sure which color they are because I took 2 different ones out of their package and then forgot to make a note. You know, that should have been the last one, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way then. Okay, so there's the first one. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a piece of tear and tape on this flap here. See if I can tear it. Yes, I can. Okay. It's up to you which flap you want to be on top. I think I probably would have preferred that flap that's part of this to be on the outside, but that's okay. It's not going to kill anything. They have it. It's still going to come out well. Wow, it's good tear and tape. And then this flap right here. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to start with a piece right on that flap. I think I'll do this one the other way. So I'm going to start with a piece on this flap. Yeah, I'm going to do it here. But I'm also, get that off of there, push that in, and you can stick your finger inside to get it on there right. Then I'm going to put that one next. So I'm going to put a tear and tape on that flap. There we go. And then, last but not least, on this flap right here. This would make a great gift for any of your crafting friends. You could make them up and you could put thanks for being my friend label on the front, or a Merry Christmas, or a for you, or whatever. Okay, so now we have our square. And now we need to just decorate it. So I want these all to have it so the flowers are facing upward. All right, get these out of the way here. That is a little crooked, but it still looks good. Okay, I am going to use glue to put these on. This one's not open that I put in the sample. I just put it out there. I didn't want to use my dirty bottle of glue in the sample, so. And actually, you could probably make this out of DSP and put plain cardstock on these. However, the DSP isn't as sturdy as the cardstock, so you have to make sure you get a nice sturdy one, like maybe a foiled one or something like that. And this one here, I did not sleep well last night, so I'm very tired. And couldn't possibly show you my face today because it's bad. Okay. And then this one goes here. My hands are all sticky, of course. And the last one. Goes here. And if I have 10 people respond this week, I will pull a prize patrol tomorrow, and the prize patrol will get everything you need to make one of these. You'll get the directions, you'll get the cutout and scored piece, and you'll get some DSP. So there you go. There you have it. Now we need to decorate the front of it. Actually, you know, that'd be kind of cool if I just used that. Except oh, actually, no, it would fit. It would fit. But that's not what I had in mind. What I had in mind was to use the double oval punch and cut. Well, there'll be an extra one of those. Cut that out, and then this is Pretty Peacock, so I thought I'd cut the scalloped oval out of the Pretty Peacock. Thanks, Polly. And then we're going to stamp this with Pretty Peacock. And this says, I'm here for you, because it's one thing, my Tombow is always here for me. So I thought that was kind of cute. I'm here for you on the Tombow glue. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue that to my scallop. And I'm going to use dimensionals to put that on. I think I'll put it on this one. You don't have to use dimensionals. You could just glue it on, tape it on, whatever. I'm going to put the dimensionals on here because I don't want to get them in the wrong place and have them stick over the top of the box. So put them here, and then we'll stick this on it. Like so. Got to make sure that it can stand up, and it can. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! So this will be, you can have this right by you on your desk, ready to be used, and the glue will always be at the tip. As I said, I don't ever use this end of my glue, so I don't ever need that end. I always have it down so that I can use this tip. Okay. That was easy, right? Pretty easy. Actually, Claudia, I get my Color Street from a woman in Tennessee, believe it or not. There are Color Street reps all over the place around here, though. I just happen to know a couple of people that know her well, and so I started ordering from her. So I always order from her. But if I find any, I will let you know, because I know that there are Color Street people around here. I've seen a few. I've met a few. So, okay. So that is what I have for you today. I know this was a super short, quick one. But that's all I've got for you today. As I said, starting in January, each week of the month is going to be a specific thing. So 1 week will be Paper Pumpkin, obviously, and 1 week will be a 3D project like this, and 1 week will be working with a specific stamp set, showing you all the different things you can do with it, and 1 week will be a technique of some sort. So I have to sit down and really figure that out, but that's what I plan for the coming. Oh, and this I'm Here For You came from Season of Chic. I'm Here For You. So I was looking around. I don't have any stamp sets that say crafty things on them. So anything about crafts or anything about sticking together like glue. So I just thought, well, I'm here for you. My glue is always here for me. So, okay. Thanks for watching, guys. And I will be with you. If I get my 10 people commenting, and we already have several. Oh, look at my watch is ringing. I'm going to say goodbye now. Have a great week, everybody. Happy stamping. See you next week. Bye-bye.